Hey guys, Chris Prefontaine here, and I want to kind of give you a quick backdrop on how I landed here. For those of you I have not had a chance to meet, I live in Newport, Rhode Island, and I've spent the better part of 23 years in real estate. Still am involved in some shape, form, or fashion. And then I spent another 8 years in the network marketing profession, and I'll tell you candidly that I would count 3 of those as kind of the learning years, and 5 of those as the earning years, quite significantly in some of the cases, and I'll share that with you. I'm sitting here with my business partner, Steve Messineo, because we're about to release to you and to the entire network marketing profession an amazing program, something I think is well overdue. And Steve, with that as a background, if you could just tell these guys maybe your background as well as how it ties to the network marketing profession.
Sure. Well, my background is where more in the brick and mortar area. I've had 3 successful offline businesses, and had a great deal of success with those. But I try to add MLM, or network marketing to my own business as a way to increase my own portfolio. Oddly enough, I hadn't had the success I really wanted to have in that industry. And the reason I didn't is because I felt like there weren't enough good systems in place to make it successful. I'm a big systems guy as a business owner. I believe that you have to have the right systems in place to be successful and drive business and so forth. So I felt there's a really need to be part of this and give people some tools for being successful in the industry.
I think it's great that you said that because a lot of people come on camera and say I had all the success, and then there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, if you will.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're actually saying that some of the average success and some of your experiences caused you to kind of get together with me and others and say, let's get something out there that works.
Yeah, and it's like anything else in business. You have to, work with people who know what they're doing and get some ideas together and basically work with each other to, come up with the ideas and solutions that are going to help others. And so that's really what I like about this, our partnership here is we're going to be able to use each other's experience, mine and some other areas which we'll discuss, and really bring a great package together for people.
Yeah, so let's just touch on it briefly. What are some of the areas that they could, just to give them a sense for what we're working on, some areas they could work on?
Well, I think the biggest thing that network marketers miss out on is really how to use the internet. And it's becoming more and more relevant to them, but I think a lot of the training that they get from their companies and so forth, that doesn't really focus on using the internet effectively to build a business. And those are some of the skill sets that I've learned over the last year or two that I feel like I can bring to the table and really show them some techniques to really explode their businesses.
No, I couldn't agree more because for the last 5 years of my career, everyone's hit me saying, is the internet relevant? Is it? And I'd say no, because I didn't know how to do it. So it's just not out there in the form that it should be.
Absolutely. So Chris, share your past, and you've made millions in this industry, and you've stopped now, and you've kind of transitioned in a role of becoming a mentor and an educator for the network marketers in the industry. And so, what made you decide to do that?
Well, first, so everybody knows, because I didn't say this, I think it's important for them to know that I wasn't always having success in the industry, Steve, as you know, and I wasn't always having success in real estate, because what got me back into this profession was having dismal results in real estate with the crash of 07 and 08.
Right.
So I want them to understand that I came from literally dead broke to the network marketing profession for the second time. And when I looked at what was working, this would have been from July of 08 forward. In July of 08, what started to work and ultimately got us to about 40 grand a month, as you know, and ultimately past that 60 or 90 grand a month in earnings. What ended up happening is the other teams in the companies, you can imagine, would call and say, can we use that system? Could we use your training? Could you talk on our calls? Other companies saying, could you come talk? Could you come work with our teams? And so my wife at one point said, why don't you do something that everyone can utilize?
Right.
And so I got thinking how cool that would be to, as you know, we can help so many people in the business, but how cool is it to help the entire industry? And so that's what got me thinking to do something on a much broader scale.
So cool. So when you were active, what made you successful? What were the things that you did to really, achieve the success that you have?
That's a long one. We'll do that in the program, but let me say a couple things about it. I think one is having a why. I was dead broke, so talk about a strong why. And we're going to talk about in the program so they understand really what is that, because it's not just I want to earn $10,000 a month. I mean, really having an emotional why. That's certainly number one.
I agree with that.
Thanks. And number 2 is mentors. I said that I had 3 learning years. It was really 3 bang my head against the wall years because I didn't have mentors. I maybe had a why, but I didn't have mentors. That's huge. And so whether you seek that in your company or whether you seek that with us, which we're going to provide, it's an absolute necessity. And the third thing is systems, and you said it, and I didn't know you were going to bring that up. Think McDonald's, think systems.
Right.
And so that you as a leader can have something that runs on its own. You know, everybody watching this has a job or a business that's running them. So how about something that doesn't require that, and you get some systems in place that work worldwide whether you're there or not.
Right, make it a lot easier for them to be successful. You know, in the instance that you're talking about, they still have a job and they're still trying to transition into their own business ownership.
Huge to bridge it.
Absolutely,
right. Yep.
absolutely. So you know, why do you think a lot of network marketers in general fail?
That's another big one, but I think through, I was thinking before we sat down and talked, one of them is mismanage expectations, kind of that false hope. And let me say why. And you know, you and I are pretty blunt, so we're gonna be rather out in the open here with this program we come out with. Mismanage expectations and false hope, meaning you hear about the top earner earning X, you hear about the top 5 earners earning it. It's not the norm. It's just not.
Right.
It's the exception. And so if we can help people understand reality and help people understand managing expectations, they won't have that false expectation, that false hope, because that causes them to quit.
Right.
I used to say it to my team, Steve, if the only one way to fail in network marketing is to quit. Now, that's easier said than done. Hang around, you don't hang around if you're not profitable. So you got to make sure that's in check.
Yeah, and I can relate to that. I mean, I've actually quit a couple of my own network marketing companies in the past, and the last one I'm still involved with, primarily because, you know, building the systems, and that's the understanding that once you understand that A, it's not reality, B, you can actually create systems to make it more of a reality. I think that's going to be helpful for people.
Yeah, and actually the systems and what we're talking about here get you off the treadmill.
Right.
They absolutely have to happen. The last thing would be kind of a lack of leadership, and I hate to say, I don't know what companies are going to be watching this, right? You hope that every company has the right leadership, but it's not always the case. And it's not always the case that the teams have the right leadership. And let me say something about that too. This is something I had to learn the hard way. I used to think if I would be on a video or if I would do the presentation, that was the way to do it. What I learned, and I hope the leaders see this, is that actually hurt me. It slowed me down because people that I would show the business to would say, well, you can do it, Steve, but I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that presentation. I don't think I could do that training. So how about if you take a system like we're doing, and your whole entire team can use it, and they won't say, I can't do that. They'll say, I can put that in someone's hands, or I can point them to Steve and Chris's system.
Right.
Works much better.
Well, and it creates that sense of handholding that people need, especially being newbies and owning their own businesses. So,
100%.
so why Quantum Leap? What does that mean, and where are we go? What's your vision for what we got going here?
Yeah, I mean, again, a long answer, but I'll shorten it to, really, first, the generic answer is elevate the whole standard of the industry. That's number one. And number two, if you're thinking about this again as a leader, and you're saying, okay, I put this out to my team, what happens? Well, how about if we can, with Quantum Leap, not just experience the huge growth which that implies, but also, how about if we can improve attrition? We can improve the people leaving your business. They spend, Steve, and we've spent how many hours recruiting to see people just going out the back door.
Right.
So how about if we can install Quantum Leap into your entire organization and slow down, I won't say stop, that's not reality, but slow down in less than a percentage of attrition, and then create some leverage. We kind of alluded to it earlier. Create some leverage in your business as a leader, and put this thing on autopilot. I mean, that's really the main gist of what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely. Cool.
So Steve, we talked a lot about the foundational stuff. I mean, just give these guys a sense for some of the things you're bringing into this. I mean, the main thing we teamed up for is to bring these guys just way more than either one of us have ever experienced. So just give them a sense.
Yeah, so I mean, you're bringing in a lot of the traditional, you know, team growth stuff, the experience you've had, and so forth. What I'm going to bring in is a little bit of the internet side, and really show them the different systems they can use on the internet to be effective in following up with their potential leads, or potential customers, or potential, you know, team builders. How to utilize, you know, technology to their advantage, whether it's being through communication channels like Skype or what have you, using social media more effectively, using how to create, you know, web pages, you know, that are effective in presenting the material that they're doing, and yet capture interest right away, and they're easy to do. And so they're going to bring a lot of technical aspects to developing a network marketing business that are very effective for really scaling up, more so than the traditional methods that we've both been exposed to.
Let me say this, that you're talking, I'm thinking, I said this to you last week, if you remember, I said if I had this, what we're developing, if I had this, and if I had someone like you to lean on for online and the systems, what I could have created, even bigger, and I was happy with what I created.
Oh, yeah.
Millions, but I could have done even more with less effort. That's it comes to mind every time you bring it up.
No, absolutely, and that's the beauty of the internet and the education I've gotten. You know, be able to take this wonderful technology that we call the internet and all the tools that are involved in it, and bring it together to really not only expand a network marketing business, but any business. I mean, I use it in my brick and mortar businesses all the time, and I think it's something that people should be taking advantage of. As business owners, this is how businesses gets done these days. You got to know how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we'd love to kind of go into the whole training program right now, but we won't. Why don't you give these guys, we're coming out with a really cool ebook, we're coming out with some cool stuff for these guys. Just give them a sense and what they should do next, and we'll go ahead and get them rolling.
Well, we got a great ebook for you. You can get access to this ebook below. There's going to be a link below this video. It's $9.95, worth the investment. You're going to get a lot of good tidbits of information that we alluded to in this short presentation here. And then as we're in the process of really developing a couple of levels that you guys can get involved with, we'll be rolling that out very shortly, and you will see in each level a little more information that's really going to take you to your business to the next level, be able to help you grow great teams, and be able to teach your teams how to use the system as well, and that's only going to explode your business in the long run. So grab the ebook right now, click the link below. It's going to be worth the $10, promise you that, and we'll get you going and get you on the right track with your network marketing business.
Yeah, we're looking forward to partnering with you guys. See you soon.